Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Victoria McVeigh, and this is my gender assignment. What is gender? Gender is the social or cultural roles based on the sex of a person. What is sex? It is the anatomical makeup of a person's reproductive system. What are some biological and behavioral differences between men and women? Some of the biological differences between men and women include sleep differences, whereas women tend to sleep deeper and also suffer more from insomnia. Another difference, biologically, is moods or hormones. Men and women both have different types of hormones, such as testosterone and estrogen. Another major difference, which is important for respiratory, is size. Men tend to have a broader facial structure as well as a broader chest and abdominal structure, whereas women tend to be smaller and or more petite. Some behavioral differences include men tend to be more angry. Women tend to be more emotional. In terms of getting direction, men tend to like detailed, straightforward list of what to do, while women like to have several things explained to them and are able to multitask more efficiently. Now we will discuss some gender-based complexities related to patient care. With gender identity and gender-based medicine becoming more popular in the current day, it is important that you keep in mind some of the complexities that occur with gender-based medicine. This includes medical history. It is vital to get a full medical history from each and every patient. Also, a complexity would be biological sex complications. This means that a patient, even though becoming a woman, may still experience male problems such as prostate problems or hormone testosterone problems. This is vital to keep in the medical record for all patients. When it comes to treatments, it is important to keep a respectful yet detailed explanation of every treatment. For some people, it is important to explain treatments in full detail, all while being respectful of the patient's decisions to become transgender or gender identify with the opposite gender or sex. The last complexity I'm going to discuss is software capability to track history. This is vital as a lot of software programs that are in hospitals right now, including my own, do not have the capability to put in information for patients who identify as the opposite gender. This makes it extremely difficult to take a complete history for patients who are transitioning from one gender to the other, or even just identify from one gender to the other. How does this affect respiratory care? Respiratory therapists care for both genders pretty similar in treatments and therapies. One of the differences that can be targeted to respiratory therapists is explanation of treatments. It is important to keep in mind that regardless of gender or sex, the patient still needs a detailed explanation. It is important to understand and respect the patient's emotions, questions, and understanding of each treatment. Some of the risk factors associated with this: if the treatment or therapy is not done correctly, the patient may not get better. Or if the patient struggles with some of the treatments, maybe that treatment isn't correct for them and something else needs to be tried. In terms of how each patient receives the information, Women are more emotional and like to be sat down and talked to calmly, whereas I've found men would rather have a detailed list of what they need to do and how to accomplish each of the treatments and therapies. What happens if there's a lack of prevention, management, and therapy? Well, it results in poor quality of care. If the patient is fearful of communicating with the nursing staff or healthcare staff, this results in poor quality of care, in which the patient will not return. Another thing is it could cause a spread of an illness. If the patient doesn't feel comfortable seeking prevention or management or therapy for a certain illness, it could spread to others and cause pandemic, epidemic, and who knows what else. The ultimate end result is a reduced lifespan. If they don't feel comfortable coming to healthcare providers, then this can in turn reduce their lifespan and cause premature death. The last aspect of lack of prevention is lack of knowledge. This is the biggest one for me. I feel like if there's a lack of knowledge of the illness that the patient has, then they might as well not manage or use therapy to fix it. By not providing the education about their illness in order for them to manage and get the therapy they need, the patient has no understanding of how severe or chronic their illness may be. Healthcare is always changing. The best way to spread the word is to educate. In-services and trainings that are available through many colleges that I have researched offer courses to explain not only gender-based healthcare, but a way to take care of these patients in a way that makes them feel comfortable, as well as making the staff feel comfortable. In terms of computers, things have got to change. The software that we use, the charting systems that we use, they need to be updated to a software where the staff can input information regarding these gender-based decisions the patients have. There needs to be a way to add information into their histories so the whole picture is seen. There's research after research being done about how medications affect genders differently. This is important research to continue as the number of gender identity patients is becoming increased. Therefore, it is vital that this research continue so that these patients can not only have the treatments and therapies that they need, but also feel comfortable with who they are and be able to go to the healthcare professionals and feel comfortable expressing their problems and complaints to them without feeling judged or having to explain in detail their transition from one to another. And lastly, this can be done at any hospital, and my facility is currently doing this as well. And it is an in-service to explain in detail how to approach subjects without being judgmental or being nervous about taking care of a patient. A patient is a patient no matter what. But people get nervous, and the only way to get past this is to educate and understand that everybody is the same, no matter what their background is, no matter what their gender is. But this course teaches appropriate and respectful ways to ask questions without sounding judgmental or being afraid to ask questions in order to give the best patient care that you can. Thank you for listening. Until next time, Victoria Smith McVeigh signing off.